What's up, YouTubers? Today I'll bring another deck profile on the Perdition Dragons. So, the deck is pretty good, I would say. It worked pretty well, but there's weakness to the deck as well, even though it's top tier right now. But let's get on start to the deck profile then. Starter, we have Red Paw Dragonic. Grade 3 Surgeon, because the other two, it's kind of useless since your grade 3, your grade 3 and grade 2 kills Vanguard and does the same thing as a starter. So you don't want to waste a counterblast just on that. So you rather have this to search it, and this lets you search for one of the grade 3, so you can use this persona skill. So that's why I like this. Then moving on to grade 3, we have 4 Vortex Dragon. Vortex Dragon new text, I think. So its effect is Legion. You search for the 12k beater of the deck to perform Legion. Then counterblast 2, and then discard a copy, either this or the mate, which is this. Either any of this to discard it and counterblast 2. As long as your opponent is 4 damage or less, your opponent takes the damage. Also, also you choose two rear guard to retire it. So basically, is and you gain 2k from those, 6k total from the 2 rear guard you retired. Because it gained 3k each for each rear guard you retire before battle freeze. So basically, it lets you have a 26 Vanguard without boost, and your opponent take a damage. If the damage that your opponent take is a trigger, you nullify the effect. So basically, they don't get anything from it, which why makes this a lot better than the Revenger Drag Ruler. That's why, and you usually write this first, because late game, when your opponent has 5, this is useless, because you cannot activate skill. So you usually use this as early game. That's why I run 4, to make sure that I write this first, and then use this skill first. And then moving on to other grade 3, we have our Dragonic was a great, I only run 3, because it's a late game card, and its effect is counterblast 1, after Legion was Neo Flame. It's a counterblast 1, then you discard 2 after attack a rear guard. Even though it doesn't hit, you still discard 2 and stand your whole Vanguard. So basically, it's same effect as before, like all Overlord does. Most likely stand Vanguard like the Break Cry and all the effect. It's just that you discard 2, but you twin drive and then you just discard the 2 card you get from the 2 check, and then you check again. So basically, you don't really lose anything. But the thing with this is that you deck out a lot faster than before. So you usually finish your opponent. Most likely, you try to finish your opponent the second time you use it, because you try to check a lot. So it means you have a lot of trigger. Unless you're playing against Link Joker, which they triangle lock you, so you only have Vanguard, and Vanguard's only 20k. So they take a guard with 15 for 2 to pass, a 20 for no pass for 2 twice a turn, and they get their own twin drive as well. So they have a good chance to guard against this. That's why pushing to 5 with this is a lot easier, because make your opponent at 5 damage with 26 attack for 1 turn. Next turn, write this. Push your opponent for a double twin drive is a lot better than before, which makes this deck a lot better. Because this, you retire 2 rear guard from it. This, you retire 1. So each turn you retire a lot of units. So your opponent has less hand to call. Then moving on to grade 2, we have our Neo Flame. So basically, this is the mate of Overlord, and skill is when this is placed on, rear, this unit gets a skill, which is so let's say this way. Let's see. So when this is placed this turn, this turn. Okay, so you place your Legion, you use skill to discard a copy. So pretend your opponent has a field like this, which is Vanguard, rear guard, and a starter. Let's just say this. So you use skill, this effect. So basically, you could retire this and this by counterblast 2 and counterblast 1 from this to retire this. That's basically 3 unit down, easily. So that's why I think this card is a lot better. That's why I don't think this is a point to run 4 as a great. I'd rather and the starter, because the grade is late game, so which makes you take a space for it. So why don't you run a grade 2 that's useful, or you could guard with it. So, and moving on, we have our 12k beater. 12k beater is just attacker. We don't have to say anything about it. And it's a legion for this as well. Then we have our pain laser. So it's a counterboss one to retire anything in the same column. So if you don't like their booster, you just kill it. You don't like their starter early game, if you ride this, you could just shoot down the starter, so which makes the card really good. Originally supposed to be 3 of this, and then one was a grade, but I found out too much grade 3 is useless in Legion format, because you most likely all their effects says with this card in Legion for this deck. So these two are in Legion, so after you ride it, you hardly Legion again. So which makes the deck how do I say this, like slows down later on, because you don't return trigger. So running more of this will be pointless, because this effect you twin drive twice. You don't want to twin drive this. What's the point? There's no trigger effect or anything. You cannot even guard with this. So that's why 3 I think is good enough. This has to be 4, because you want to shoot down your opponent with extra damage for free. Not for free, but without attack. So which is pretty good. Then moving on to grade 1, we have full perfect shield. I don't run Queen Wall. This deck counterboss heavy, really heavy. This counterboss 2, it's a great counterboss 1. This counterboss 1, Neo Flame counterboss 1, and starter counterboss 1. This add up total, and you're not gonna use them all their effect guarantee. So, but you always gonna finish your 5 damage, unless you can heal trigger or whatever. You don't recover the damage. Which is why I don't run Queen Wall. Queen Wall is good because it makes the deck faster to Legion, but no point. This deck you have Gojo, so Gojo help you fill up your drop zone as well. So 4 perfect shield. Then we have our 10k beater. Well, only 3 because you need space for Gojo and other grade 1. So, and then we have our 4 Gojo. Rest this, discard a card, and you fill up your drop zone a lot faster, because you rest 1, discard 1, discard the trigger you don't want right now, and draw a card. So basically, by the time you Legion, your drop zone most likely gonna be 4 trigger. That's why I like this a lot. And the deck, it never said that you need to counterboss Perdition. So this is why this is playable. And then we have our 3 tower, really good, cause you Legion a lot, so you have a lot of soul. Cause no, you don't Legion that, but by the time of grade 2, by this time you will have let's see, a grade 1 and a starter install. After you ride, you start as attack. You call this, you soul blast 2, you draw 1. Next turn. So basically you ride this, okay, and then you checkmate, whatever, and later you ride Dragonic, so great. You could call 1 more. There's soul. So there's soul for you. You could soul blast it and draw. And also there's something that you could put into the soul. That's why I run 3 tower. Cause 3 tower, it means that you're not guaranteed gonna drew into it. Last time I play it, I never drew a single one. So it doesn't really matter. And it's not gonna stop you from anything. It's not gonna be clunky or anything. So it's pretty good. Then for the trigger, we run 10 crit. Wow, I don't have Tar. I give it to my friend, so that's the crit all I have. 10 crit. I don't like draw. I played tested it a lot. Draw trigger after Overlord, you lose. Last time I was about to deck out, and there's a draw trigger in there, so it caused me to lose the game. But that's why I don't really like draw and for heal. But still, I run 2. Instead of 4, I only run 2, and I run 2 of the Seal Dragon one, because you let you soul charge and you draw. You gain power to your Vanguard. Because if you're playing the Great on your Vanguard, your opponent triangle lock you. Your Vanguard's only swinging for 20k, which your opponent can guard easily. But you call this, put into soul for that turn. It's a 23 for double twin drive. Your opponent had to drop a lot more than before. So that's why I think it's pretty good for having this draw trigger. But 2 is a max to me. But originally I was thinking about 12 crit, but then I was like, you know what? 2 crit, 2 draw trigger is fine. So here you have it. This is my Perdition Dragon deck provider. Hope you guys like it. See you guys next profile.